Yeah, so Peculiar, I'm Philip. I'm Tony's partner. Tony and myself are more like family, so than partners, I must say. So
Mm,
it is really a very nice
mm,
relationship, and for us,
mm,
it is what it's about. It's about making sure that we actually connect on a level with people as well, where this is not a business deal. It is we're standing together to change the future. So
okay.
hopefully, and that's also the kind of environment we want to create. So please speak freely. It's a nice casual conversation. Okay. So let me quickly share
Okay,
my
no problem.
screen with you. So I don't know how much Tony have told you about EaseUp, but EaseUp is sorry, you can see my screen, the presentation.
Yes,
Okay,
I
perfect.
can.
So I don't know how much Tony have told you, but EaseUp is actually an acronym for Economic Empowerment and Social Upliftment. So what we aim to
Mhm.
do with the project is to sort of try and establish equity in income and wealth distribution. And the mechanism we're going to use to do that is effectively to create structures where consumers will share in the ownership of the structures that service them. So
Mhm.
So if we look at it, South Africa is the most unequal society in the world. So it means the gap between the richest and the poorest is the widest. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to narrow that gap. Um, so we
Yes.
build a whole project on the fact that we need to enrich people, but to avoid excessive
Mhm.
differentiation between the rich and the poor. So we say there's nothing wrong with making
Okay.
money, but we need to at least
Mhm.
not, we don't have to be greedy so that a few people get very rich and a lot are left behind, which is a situation in South
Mhm.
Africa. So there's a study that has determined that 10% of the people in South Africa actually controls 90% of the wealth.
90% of the wealth.
Exactly. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to move that needle, and we can say, how can the other 90% actually start growing their wealth and over time start
Mhm.
to own a little bit bigger portion of the economy.
Mhm. Okay.
Um, so the way we do it is we do it by exercising the old Africa saying of Ubuntu. Now I don't know about you, but I don't see a lot of Ubuntu around anymore in South Africa. So somehow
Mhm.
Ubuntu has become just a term that people use. For
Yeah.
EaseUp, it is more a philosophy. It is something we execute. It's a verb. Ubuntu is a verb. So therefore,
Mhm.
also, when we talk to people, we talk when we talk about our members, we don't talk about them as customers. We talk to them as Ubuntunists. Okay, because now you're
Yes.
engaging as well in this activity of Ubuntu, of standing together so that we
Mhm.
all can benefit. And that is effectively what
Mhm.
we do, is we try and encourage people to say, let's stand together, let's buy together, and let's profit together.
Mhm.
So how do you do that? I mean, if you look at it in society, our generation is probably the most connected society ever socially. But somehow we have lost our
Yes.
connection with each other from an economic point of view, or even very often in an emotional point of view. It's we can accept and reject people, and we can friend them and unfriend them, and we've lost the ability to really connect with each other. So what EaseUp is trying to do is it's trying to reestablish connection, meaningful connection on an economic basis
Mhm.
between different people. And our aim is to basically build on another nice African saying, which says when spiders connect, they can actually tie up a lion. So, and
A
that's what we want
lion.
to do, is we want to get the population to join together in this action. We want to connect them, and then we want to say, listen here, let's tie up a lion. And the lion we're going to tie up is the grocery retail sector. So
Mhm.
what does this line look like? So this line is a 900 billion rand industry. and it functions at about a 20% gross profit, which means there's 180 billion gross profit that 90% of the people are spending with retail to generate a profit that is given to 10%. So what we say, hey, 90%, stand together, take the 180 billion and put it back in your pockets, and we will create jobs in your communities where it will be put back into the pockets of your fellow 90% members of the society. So we need to understand that this sector is dominated by 4 players, and these 4 players have been in existence for 68 years. Now, it's a big lion that we need to tie down, and the only way we can do it is if we get enough spiders. So we have really gone out of our way. We've spent a lot of time thinking about how do we get people connected, how do we get people mobilized in order to achieve this. So I'm going to spend about another 10-15 minutes explaining to you the model that we have developed and how we hope to achieve effectively this goal. The best way to do it is to do it by way of example. So what we did is we just did a small little grocery basket, and that grocery basket is worth 558 Rand. Now, you and I know people spend probably double that, 3 times that, 4 times that. So we're just trying to be conservative in our calculations so that people can just get a feel of what we're dealing with. Okay. So currently the situation is you walk into a retail store, you give them the 558 Rand, and you walk out with 2 bags. And that is as much as you know about the retail sector. Okay, so part of what we do at EaseUp, thing we do is we inform the Ubuntunist what that product costs. So we're very transparent with our pricing. So what we do is we say to you, well, we can buy that same basket, we can buy for 429 Rand, which leaves about a 23% profit that is available. Then we're also transparent because Tony and myself also need to eat. And to be transparent, we say, listen here, after 23%, we actually take 3% to make the platform available to people and to effectively manage the distribution from the producer to the Ubuntunist. So you will know there's a whole value chain that needs to happen. And then what we do is we will manage that whole chain to make sure that you actually get your groceries. So the good news is that for the Ubuntunist and the community, we actually leave 20.2% on the table. Now, I don't think that's a bad deal. So we get 3%, you get 20%. I don't think anybody can complain about that. What do you think, Vukile?
No, there's no complaint.
No complaints. Okay. So let's go into a bit of detail. So what I'm going to do is I'm first going to deal with the I am portion of the we are. So what we're saying as EaseUp, we're going to look after the Ubuntunist, okay, the person that enables their community. So how do we look after you? Now you will remember that I said there's 2 things where equality is measured. The one is on wealth and the other one is on income distribution. So the first thing we do is we take 25% of your profit and we give that back to you in cash. So what we're addressing with that is by rectifying a little bit income distribution. So for income distribution, there's 2 ways you can improve a person's income. The one is to say, listen, we're going to lower your cost. And the other one is to say, we can help you make more money. So in this case, what we're saying is we're reducing your cost. Because we're reducing your cost, you've got more disposable income. The second thing we do as EaseUp is we say, we're going to help you to create wealth. So how are we going to help you to create wealth? So what we do is we take 20% of your profit and we put that into a crowdfund wallet or wealth wallet. So at the end of the day, what we're going to do with that is we're going to say, okay, Vukile, you live in the East Rand. You live in the East Rand with probably 1 million other people. So if the 1 million other people also makes use of EaseUp, that means we can put 22 million a month back in the hands of the community in the East Rand. And then the East Rand community can decide, listen here, what kind of business do we want to start that will generate profits and provide us a future income. So what we're doing with this is to say we want to connect you with other people that's also prepared to say, listen, we want to put a little bit of money away so that we can start a business for a longer term benefit, for a longer term income producing vehicle. And that is what we're doing with the wealth wallet, or the savings as we call it. So that means in total, Peculiar, we give you, the consumer, or the Ubuntunist, we give 45% of the profit back, which will represent more or less 9.1%. Of that, 5% is in cash and 4% is in a compulsory crowd fund, over which you've got a future say. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So let's look at the other part. Okay, no problem. Let's look at the other part of Ubuntu, the we are part. So what we're saying is, by you redirecting your grocery spend, you actually make it possible to create jobs in your community. So we effectively create jobs in 3 different ways. So the first way we create jobs is, we believe that word of mouth is the best form of marketing. So what we have is, we have a incentive for Ubuntunist, if they have a good experience, to share that with another Ubuntunist. And then what happens is, if that Ubuntunist actually buys from EaseUp, so let's say you referred me to EaseUp. Every time when I buy, you will actually get 10% of my profit. So this is a passive way for you to make income by just telling people about EaseUp. And the only thing you need to do is, you need to say, listen, yeah, I'm buying from EaseUp. I'm saving money. I know I'm getting my groceries. And you know what? You can save money. So please use my code so that I can make a passive income. And you need to help people to register onto the system and say, here's my code, please use my code. Okay. The second way we create jobs is through what we call ease operations. So as I explained to you, there's a value chain from the producer to the Ubuntunist. So EaseUp will have warehouses everywhere. And from that warehouse, we need to get the groceries into your neighborhood. So we're going to ask people in your community to come and work in our warehouses. There will be various opportunities available, but also to help with the distribution from the warehouse to a sector within your community where you can go and collect your groceries. So those would be paid positions. People will apply, they will provide a service, and they will get rewarded for that. So it is an active job creation initiative within your community. The third way that we are creating an opportunity for income generation in your community is through EaseUppreneur. So EaseUppreneur is effectively somebody that says, listen here, I want to be in control of my own income. I don't mind receiving groceries, packing groceries, and let people collect the groceries from me. So what will happen is, we've got a warehouse, we buy bulk, we split that bulk up into smaller amounts of bulk, we deliver it to a person in your community who's the EaseUppreneur, and you go and collect your groceries from him or her. They will earn 25% of your profit, which is more or less 5% of the turnover. Okay. So they can determine how often they want to work, how long they want to work, and that will determine what is the amount of income that they can earn. So if they're prepared to work longer hours, they can service more people, and more people will select them to go and collect from. The fewer hours they work, the fewer income they will have. So it's a very flexible but an active way of earning income within your community. So what we're saying is, we're taking 50% of the profit, which is more or less 10.1% of your 10.1% of the total profit, and we use that to create jobs in your community. Okay. Spend 2 minutes just to talk about the EaseUp promoter. So the EaseUp promoter, so just to give you an idea, Peculiar, I mean, if you, for the next 10 days, every day introduce one person to EaseUp, okay, it means that if we assume that that person will buy the same amount as you will automatically get about 10.2% discount on your groceries.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Automatically.
Yes. So every time when they buy, you get money. So in this example, I'm saying they buy the same amount as you. And because 10 people are buying the same as you get 2% of their turnover. That's 20% discount on your groceries. For just telling 10 people. It's nice and passive. Okay. And
Yes.
I'm sure you know 10 people that would like to save on their groceries.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it's not
I'm sure.
So it's a no-brainer. It's easy.
I'm just gonna get 10 people who will spend double. 5 people who will spend double.
Oh, you see, but no, I can see you're very good with math. Because then you get 40%. You're quite right, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Exactly.
so I'm just going to quickly also spend 2 minutes on the Isapreneur. So on the Isapreneur, it's the same kind of effect. So what we're doing is we're saying if you can get a grocery stokvel together, okay, with 10 people each buying the same amount as you, and it makes that 10,000 Rand, then you as a group will actually get 50% back. If you get 10 people and you pack the groceries for them on a Saturday and they come and collect from you, you get 50%. Okay. So it means by giving up a Saturday a month, okay, getting 10 people, now you can get 20% because you referred them. You can get 50% because you pack the groceries. Okay, now you've already made 70%. You're getting 10% on your own. Hey, you're almost not paying for groceries anymore.
Okay.
Good. So now I've told you about the 45% that we're giving you. We've told you about the 50% that we're giving your community. And now we see there's 5% profit that's left. And that 5% profit, we say we need to be socially responsible also as an organization, because there are people that are in need and they're not in a position to really assist themselves. So therefore, 5% of the profit that we generate, we actually give back to the community in terms of, call it the social upliftment fund. And how that works is, so in this case, the 565 will go into your social wallet. We will invite social organizations within your community to come and register on ISA. And let's say there's a social organization that looks after old people, one that looks after animals, one that looks after children, and you decide, listen here, my heart and my passion is with animals. Please take my 5% and give it to an animal shelter or whatever the case might be. Then it is under your control. And then what we do is we go then, we say, we will give them a list. We will say, these are the people that have contributed towards your charity, towards your social effort. So a lot of companies are making social contributions, but they're taking the credit. We would like to give you the Ubuntu Nest, the credit, to say to your community, listen here, but your community contributed to this. And these are the members in your community that has got an interest in whatever social activity you've got. Great. So
that sounds like a plan.
Pardon?
I'm saying that sounds like a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
I must say,
it's nice to say I contributed. I mean, I contributed to my local hospice, so I contributed to my local SPCA.
Yeah.
You know, because of the grocery spend that I spent via you guys.
Yes.
So it's beautiful.
Yes, and we don't take a cent of that money. You know, a lot of big organizations that say, oh, do you want to contribute this much to that fund? They actually pay first the people's salaries to administer the fund out of that. We don't do that. So if you give 565 is actually going to the charity. And the other thing is, this is a non-profit company. So it will be audited. And whatever I tell you, the auditors will confirm at the end of the financial year. And they will tell you, listen here, this is how much money has been collected through the social. It has been distributed accurately according to the people's wishes, and 100% has been distributed. Okay, we're a very transparent organization. We've developed a whole system around transparency to tell people you know, this is how much you spend, and this is where it's going. It's as simple as that. So I'm going to just go through two examples to make it a bit more practical for people. So if you look at ReCoffee, so the first thing is if you look at the price. So what we do is we're going to have a look at the two biggest online retailers. So for ReCoffee, you will see the one retailer is charging $107.99 and the other retailer is charging $109.99. So EaseUp will be charging the Ubuntu Nest the lowest of the retail price out there, which is $107.99. Then what we do is we've got five different places where we go and we go and source that coffee for you, that ReCoffee for you. So from the five sources, you can see the cheapest price we can get it at is 93 Rand. The most expensive price is 103 Rand. So which means we can buy at 93 Rand 24, which means there is 14 Rand 75 available as profit for you and your community. Now, important to notice is that's only 13.7%. Remember, I said on average is about 20%. So this is an example where you can see only 13.7% of profit. The reason why I'm doing this, I don't want people to say, hey, but I paid 107 for my coffee. I should have seen 5% cashback, which is 5 Rand. You're only giving me 3 Rand 68. Because on this particular product, the only profit we make is 13.7%. So how do we distribute that 14 Rand 75? So what we're saying is the 14 Rand 75, about 6 Rand 50 is what we give back to you. 3 Rand 70 in cash, and almost 3 Rand is what we give to you in that crowdfunding voucher. Then we spent more or less also 6 Rand 50 to create jobs within your community, of which, you know, the 1 Rand 48 could actually be your 1 Rand 48 if you have referred somebody. The 2 Rand 21 could be yours if you have collected and distributed somebody's groceries. I'm going to look now at a second example, Sunlight Liquid. So Sunlight Liquid, you can see retailer 1, retailer 2, the price is the same. And this is true for about 95% of the products. So in this case, we will sell at 36.99. Using the same principle, the cheapest we can procure is 26 Rand 10, which means there's a profit of 10 or call it 11 Rand for the Ubuntu Nest. And that is 29.4%. So in this case, you can see there's again, the profit percentage is a lot higher. So therefore, what you get back in cash and what you get back in savings is a lot more. So you can see you're getting about, let's call it 5 Rand back. 5 Rand is what we are giving or making available for creating jobs in your community. Okay. So I'm just going to have a question.
I was just wondering what the other retailers are thinking, you know, looking at your model, you know. What are they saying? You know, the ShopRites and you know.
Well,
because it's very transparent. It tells you, it tells you from this is what you're making, and this is where money is going. Whereas there, nobody tells you where the money is going.
No, for sure. Know? And the transparency is that 2 Rand 72 appears in an electronic wallet on your phone. The 2 Rand 70 appears in an electronic wallet in your phone. So with every transaction, you can see how much did you get as cashback, how much did you go to savings, how much did it go to EaseUp, because those are the three that you see immediately. If you referred me, whenever I buy, you will see that in your wallet immediately. So you will see your money grow in your wallet, and out of the money it grows, you will say, hey, Philip bought Sunlight, and you got 1 Rand 9 cents in your wallet. So on a referral, I mean, we also do live sessions. So we had a live session 2 Saturdays ago, and 2 ladies were sitting across the table from each other. And the one lady said, well, she's not registered yet. And we said, okay, register. And we said, okay, use that lady's referral code. As she registered, the other lady could immediately see this person had registered using her code. So, yeah, so it's very transparent. So for them, it was like, what? And we say, yeah, that's what we do. is we want to give you the transparency so you can have confidence in the system. So we don't have to hide. It's an open book because we've got nothing to hide.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, we could have just started another retailer. We could have kept 80% of the profit, give you 20% of the profit, and you would be very happy. But it just means me and Tony will step into the same problem that South Africa is sitting with, is that we will push ourselves up into the 10% and leave everybody behind. And what we're doing is we're saying no. We want to bring everybody along on this journey. I'm Ubuntuist, Tony's Ubuntuist, you're Ubuntuist, and this is our journey. And together we're going to pull ourselves up out of the economic situation we find ourselves in. Okay, great. So as we said, from a territorial point of view, we will do distribution to Atteridgeville, Ivory Park, Riversand, and Midrand. And as I explained to you, what we say is we realize there's a lot of people in other areas that wants to participate. So we've created what we call a ISA pool, which is a monthly grocery stokvel. Then what we do is we say the pool, the minimum for delivery must be 10,000 Rand. That is just to enable us, yes, not per person, for the pool. Okay.
Yes, I know. Yes.
Yeah. That enables.
That's why I was saying I can get 5 people to spend 2,000.
Yeah.
Instead of getting 10 people and spend,
for
1,000. Yeah.
For sure. Because what we say is out of 10,000, you know what, we can actually deliver to you free of charge. Okay.
Yeah, it just makes it just economies of scale. Because if you delivering groceries of 1,000 to 10 different people, then it makes it,
we can't recover our cost.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay. So we estimate that we can cover our cost with a 10,000 Rand pool, and therefore we say we will offer you a free delivery. We will obviously learn our own lessons and going along. Let's see. I mean, maybe that figure comes down to 5,000, or maybe we say, oops, okay, it needs to be 15,000. But because we are all benefiting, we're learning together.
I was going to say, at the rate that things are going in South Africa, we might go to 50,000, or the petrol prices is just going to go up, and then we're like, no, it's no longer free. Delivery is no longer free. You need to pay 500 or something. But it's just, it's the reality of it.
Again, we will be as transparent as we can be about this. Because let's say, I mean, even if you have to pay 100 or 200 Rand, you will still make a lot more in discounts than what you would anywhere else. So what we're saying is in this scenario, the pool will actually get 70% back of their profit. And, so if you 5 people, you all have 2 neighbors. If you ask your 2 neighbors, listen, do you want to buy? I will come and deliver it to you. There's a way of upsizing that benefit, which I'm going to explain to you now. So what we're saying is on a sale of 1,000, there's more or less 200 Rand profit. Of the 200 Rand profit, you will get 25% back in cash. You will get 40 Rand into your crowdfund pool. Plus now, because you receive and pack your own groceries, you will get the Isapreneur fee, which is 50 Rand. So that's 140 Rand out of your 1,000 Rand groceries. That's a 14% saving. Now, if you tell your neighbor, listen here, come and buy through EaseUp, you will get their 10%, the EaseUp promoter fee. If you say, I will bring your groceries to you, you can get the EaseUp promoter fee is 10%. So if you think to give your neighbor their groceries, you'll make another 50 Rand out of that, which means by telling your neighbor and giving them their groceries, you can make 70 Rand or 7% effectively out of just doing that. If you get the neighbors on both sides, then all of a sudden, you know what, you can make 14%. Now that means that.
Yeah, I was going to say you basically get paid to go to. It's almost the same as me saying to my neighbors,
Yes.
I'm going to Checkers. Can I bring you anything?
Yes.
And then they say, bring me this and this and that. And
Yes.
then I bring it. But I make more money. I make extra money. Just, yeah.
Yes. Because it won't cost you anything. You need to go to your pool to go and get your groceries. So you might as well just get your neighbor's groceries and make a bit of extra money. You see? So,
exactly.
So looking at this, so this is a very easy way to make 28% on your groceries if everybody buys 1,000 Rand. Okay. So Peculiar, that is my story. I don't know if you've got any specific questions for me.
What I want to know is like, okay, if I send someone the link to join, I must give them my code.
Yeah, you must just make sure that they use your code when they register.
Okay. So, I think what I'm gonna do is between today and Saturday, I'm gonna aim to get 5 people to join.
100%. And what you do is sit with them, say to them, let me help you register, and make sure they put in your code. Okay.
And then my other question that I wanted to ask was, when is it going live?
So,
and in terms of your product range.
So you'll be able to see the product range from the 1st of March. So we're launching 28th of Feb. So 28th of Feb, we will have our product ranging. And if there is something you would like to see, which you don't see, then within the app, there's actually a facility for you to leave us a note. And you can say, listen here, I'm looking for Baby Soft toilet paper and I don't see it. Can you please find it for us? And then we will go and we will find the products you want. So at this point in time, we're only dealing with non-perishables. Okay, so we don't deal with frozen goods because we can't establish a cold chain.
Non-perishable is actually, the non-perishable is actually great.
Yeah.
Because in my thinking is that it's easier to handle. And if you can get it all in one place without having to go there, because I mean, most of the time it's because we want to compare pricing and try to get it as cheap as possible. But then if we would buy the non-perishable in one place, and you're gonna get money back. There's no
which you can't get, you let us know and we go and find it for you. Because that is what EaseUp does. EaseUp goes and we say, listen, we've got 5 wholesalers, and we will go to the wholesalers and we will find the best price for you.
Okay. No, I'm clear now. Good. And basically what I'm gonna do, as I said, the next meeting is on Saturday. So I'm gonna join again on Saturday. And I'll give you feedback.
Perfect, not a problem. And then if you have any questions, you are on the EaseUp Pioneer group.
Yes, I am.
Perfect. If you have got any questions, then you can just post it there. Then it's for the benefit of all members, and we can answer it there for you.
Awesome.
Okay, Peculiar.
Okay, thank you so much, Philip.
It was lovely meeting you. Be safe in the rain, and chat to you Saturday.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.